I'm going to start with 54 grains of N160 with this 150 grain.
With 150 grain,
29.14.
Myself, because my buddy was selling all his, and he had a Black Hawk in
29.10.
Oh, yeah. And he was selling.
29.26.
All right, we're just going to get straight to it, guys. There is a common fallacy out there that in order to get the best type of groups with these types of bullets, you're going to have to use solvent to clean your barrel, because apparently these types of bullets don't mix well with these. Well, I think it's false. Maybe over a little year ago, Backfire and Ron Spolmer did a video together, had the subject of, well, you need to clean your barrel in order to get good or great accuracy out of mono bullets, because the gilding metal, apparently, out of these cup and core type bullets, it's bad, and that you're gonna get bad accuracy. But in my experience, I think it's false, and I'm going to show you with proof how often I get incredible groups with these types of bullets right after shooting these types without cleaning. And there doesn't go a day that I don't get some type of comment that you can't mix cup and core bullets with mono bullets. The mono bullets just won't shoot well. Backfire and Ron Spolmer proved that. Everyone talks about it as if it's fact. And man, I'm going to steal a line that Hootie Who said, if I had $1 for every time I got a comment about Backfire and Ron Spolmer testing mono bullets and clean barrels, oh, I wouldn't even need to do YouTube. Let's start with one of my favorite cartridges, the 300 Weatherby. So I told you I was going to give you a bunch of examples. Brace yourself, there's going to be a bunch. One of my rifle's favorite bullets is the 175 grain Barnes LRX. And with Reloader 22, I get pretty darn good accuracy. In fact, on average, it's half MOA to 5/8 groups with this load, with Reloader 22. So it's pretty good. Here's my first example. I loaded up the 180 grain Mead bullets, which are bonded bullets, cup and core bullets, and I shot a 3-shot group, and it shot extremely well, quarter MOA, okay? Right after that, I shot this hunting load, and it shot pretty darn well, about what it usually does, a 5/8 group, right after it without cleaning it. Okay, next example, we're gonna just stick with the 300 Weatherby, and honestly, this is the exact same load, which is this 175 LRX with Reloader 22. And right before I shot the best group I've ever gotten with this Barnes LRX ammo, I was shooting these Mead bullets. Again, these are 180 grain bonded arrow tip. They are definitely cup and core bullets, not mono bullets. As I said, I got the best group I've ever gotten with this Reloader 22 load, which is a 0.3 inch group. Not too bad after not cleaning it. Let's talk about some counter arguments to this theory that I have. Number one, you know, not every gun is going to have issues with, mixing, cup and core with mono bullets. Maybe. See, here is where I think these rifles have their issue. And I've seen it in my own rifles. You shoot 50 plus rounds, maybe even more. You haven't cleaned it in a while. I think accuracy with not just copper bullets, but all bullets is going to start to tank because it's a fouled barrel. Now, this is especially the case with how popular suppressors have gotten. This is my personal suppressor. Absolutely love it. But guys, suppressors really foul up the barrel. They get carbon rings. You get just a lot more carbon in your barrel when you got a suppressor attached to it. And personally, I just think people are shooting a little too many rounds without cleaning the barrel, and their accuracy goes to crap. And then the next time they shoot now I'm not anti-suppressor at all. I love this anechoic suppressor, but you just got to go with the realities of well, you're just going to have to clean your rifle more, shooting a suppressor. Let's talk about my next example. We're going to go up to 340 Weatherby. I shoot it in a Mark V Deluxe. And as of late, in the last 6 months, the two bullets I've been shooting most is the Nosler AccuBond, a 250 grain, and then I've been messing around with the 225 grain TTSX. Guys, I gotta be honest, I can't remember the last time I cleaned my Mark V Deluxe. It's probably been 7 or 8 months. I've mixed these two bullets all the time. And a couple months ago, I tried a load with N160 with this 225 grain TTSX. The barrel was not clean. I'd definitely been shooting a bunch of these before. And I got the smallest group my rifle has ever gotten with the 225 grain TTSX. Quarter MOA group, not too shabby, especially with a fouled barrel. And then immediately after that, I shot a load with the 250 grain AccuBond with IMR 7828 SSC and got a pretty darn good group, all things considered, with the AccuBond. There is one valid critique, I'll admit. What's with all of the lame, small sample size 3-shot groups, right? It's just total luck on some of these 3-shot groups. And yeah, that's kind of valid, right? One 3-shot group doesn't really show much. But that's a double-edged sword, okay? The vast majority of the people that think that, you cannot shoot all copper bullets that have been fouled by cup and core, they're also shooting 3-shot groups. So if they're getting bad groups, their sample size is also extremely small. All right, let's do one last example. Back in January, earlier this year, Hootie Hoo came to Utah for an elk hunt. So I went up and visited him, really cool guy. I also made some hand loads for him. And I really wanted to make sure his gun shot really well. I had like one chance. So what bullets did I load him with? Of course, hammer bullets. So I loaded him with 182 grain hammer bullets. He went back home. Interestingly enough, he took one first shot with some Remington Core-Lokt bullets in 300 Weatherby. And then he proceeded to shoot the smallest group he's ever shot in his life in a 300 Weatherby with the all copper 182 grain hammer bullets. All right, guys, I want to hear from you. If you have different experiences from me, if you've really cleaned your barrel and you shot a cup and core bullet and then shot a mono bullet and still shot like crap, let me know. Again, all the rifles I've ever tested, I know I only gave like 4 or 5 examples, but all the rifles I've ever tested, I've never had an issue with mixing them. Thanks for watching.